Well, now that we talked about some frustrating stuff, how about we go back and talk about some stuff that, honestly, I think a fair amount of people actually wouldn't mind listening a bit more to, which is some more Loli Doujins, you know, the genre of Doujins that is absolutely wild at times. But when it comes down to it, also got some really peak stuff. Like, for example, The Secret Sleepover, which sounds like the goofiest title I've ever heard, but honestly, has some peak content within there. You literally have like basically this whole secret ass, you know, group or organization in a way, where it's just literally having just lollies for you to basically come through and clap the cheeks of. That's essentially how it is. And the way you go about it, honestly, puts a lot of actual Gensai that's made by studios to shame, and it makes me question why the hell is something like this not having an actual animated Gensai. But when it comes down to it though, basically you gotta take one of these lollies and pretend like it's your own family member. Essentially, you just gotta make it basically look like family, and that's just kind of how it is, you know. Some of them will pretend to be able to not have the ability to walk and stuff like that, and things of the similar type of note, but in reality they can absolutely walk and they can absolutely shake some ass right in front of your face, and it's glorious, especially when it comes to the main girl. Like, Mia by far is possibly one of the more peaker chicks I think I've seen so far within these doujins as I've been looking through some of these, because not gonna necessarily lie, she wants it, she can take it, and that's just how it is, right? And I mean, granted, if you're gonna just sit here and pretend to be, you know, not be able to walk, we already know she could be on some definitely demon time as well, so that shouldn't really come as a surprise. But still, nonetheless, there's definitely gonna be some, you know, ways of making her actually not being able to walk anymore. Like, by the time when you're done with her, most likely she's gonna be limping around very hard, and that's just gonna be how it is. Also, one of the main things that kind of happened in the doujin as well that I just really honestly kind of enjoyed was the fact that she never really got pregnant, and they fixed that shit at the end of the story real quick. Like, yeah, again, she's really for it. Sophie Raw Sex at Rock Bottom, which that is definitely a title. But when it comes down to it though, this one's okay. This one ain't necessarily anything extravagant or anything like that. This one's pretty tame, and yes, I know somebody could easily sit here and be like, there's an ugly man in this damn one. I don't necessarily like it. Well, that's valid, but at the very same time, her expressions kind of make up for it. Like, she is looking like someone that does not give a damn about what she's having to do, right? Like, I can appreciate that. As a man that also likes his kudere women exceptionally hard, this is one of the ones I can absolutely just have a vibe with. This is definitely one of the characters where it's just like, you know what, if you need to get some sloppy going, we can have that going, and then we can go about our day in business as per usual. That sounds like a good ass time to me. It sounds like a whole ass plan. And when it comes down to it, that's essentially what you're getting for this, right? She's not really showing too much emotions. She's not really caring too much. She's just basically ready for you to just do what you gotta do and just clap the cheeks and let her get back to her bartending. That's essentially what you're getting. However, you can mix up the game, because she ends up actually having some emotion and ends up liking a bit of what's going on just at like at the very end of the story and whatever, and kind of just like, you know what, this bartending job is alright, but the job I get to do on the other side of things with the secret menu, you know, that's the peak part of the job. That's the part of the job where I do it for the love of the game. That's essentially how it is. And it's just some peak ass time, you know? Again, I love me some kuderes. If only we had more kuderes. That you can never have too many. I feel like they are definitely an underrated breed, and when it comes down to it, they should be breeded a lot more. Seikaiju no Anone X3 Zenpin. I want to say that's the actual name. I'm trying to learn Japanese, by the way. It just is what it is. You're gonna have to take it. But essentially, this one is honestly, I just picked this one mainly because the female character looks really damn good. I actually do like the art style of this character because they look kind of dope as hell. But anyway, the story of this one is a little bit more intricate, and I think there's actually like 2, maybe 3 stories of this character when it comes down to what they're doing in a whole ass plot, and I just so happen to pick like the middle section. But when it comes down to it though, essentially I think they're trying to find somebody, and they end up getting captured or some shit like that, and so they end up becoming like a human pet to somebody. And so they're basically like, the deal is with her is like, look, If you want to go ahead and get free from this situation, and you don't want to be a human pet no more, you're basically going to have to deal with all my antics and urges, and let me just dish it out all on you. If you can handle it without breaking, then I'll let you go and you do what you need to do. And obviously, because this is a doujin, she absolutely failed. She absolutely failed in the shortest amount of time possible, right? So there you go. And the clapping scenes, they're pretty decent. They're pretty damn good, honestly. Again, mainly I just picked it because the female looked, you know, really damn good, and that's essentially my only reason why. And then I think in a future doujin, like the next one after, she ends up getting to the person that she's been trying to find, and then still gets her cheeks ran with that person. So there is definitely that. And this one was just okay. This wasn't necessarily anything I was super crazy for, but it was alright for the most damn part. Again, mainly the art style is what got me. I mean, would you not want to break this tight cunt? I think anybody would like to break some tight cunning around here. I'm pretty sure, especially if you're cultured enough, I'm pretty sure you would like to. But anyway, so we jump into the final one that, honestly, take it or leave it, is kind of good, but at the very same time, I also can see how people might be terrified of this one, which I think the title is called Vicarious Nightmare, which is essentially you getting chased around by a damn ghost. Sounds unoriginal, but when it comes down to it, when you really look at the details of how things kind of go, it's like, damn, this is kind of dark as shit. So essentially, this guy gets possessed in some shape or form, basically seeing this hot ass Loli, basically, you know, looking naked as hell, looking fine as shit, just kind of doing what she wants to do. But at the very same time, she's basically slowly killing you. Essentially, she's kind of leading you to see things that aren't really there for most people, and then you end up seeing her basically devour one of her own people that she was clapping at the time, but she doesn't really feel satisfied, so she goes to you, and basically you clapping her, you having a good time, and she pulls you into the damn darkness, only for it to really be revealed that you end up eating yourself. Essentially, that's what the end of the story ends up turning into. You get this fine demon ghost. She looking mad fine. She got all the slender ass and boobs that you want to see. You basically get to pile drive her into the dirt with nut, and it's a good ass time, only for you to basically get ran over by a damn subway station train car thing, and that's just kind of how it goes, right? So it's very much like, dang, how far would you like to go? It's like a yandere situation. How far for the yandere do you want to go? Are you willing to get stabbed by this yandere? Do you want to deal with that? Or do you just want to play the long game and not necessarily just deal with that at all? Or maybe you just want to go ahead and deal with that just because you just want the ass cheeks and you don't care what the hell happens. Which honestly, if it's Toga, then, you know, that's raps for me. It is what it is at that damn point. And that's all the ones I'm going to share with you today. So, obviously, if you have any Loli doujins that I don't know in the comment section, please tell me the title of it so I'll go look it up. And, you know, I might go see if it's going to be some peak stuff or not. Then, we'll probably talk about this later at some point in time in the future. Don't know when I'll do it again. So just keep that in mind. But hopefully, overall, you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification on your else. Also follow my socials. And if you'd like to donate to this channel, Kofi and Cash App is available as well. And until then, it's boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.